With the release of the latest Planet of the Apes movie, you already know that your local animal guy had to jump on making a debate, and now it's here. For this debate, we're putting the largest existing great apes against each other, this being the mighty gorilla and the classic orangutan. By the way, we aren't sponsored here, but I did watch the Planet of the Apes movie, and it was pretty great, so if you have the chance, I would recommend giving it a watch. Anyways, unlike the other debates I've done on this channel, instead of using a particular species of gorilla or orangutan, I'll instead be localizing them together. This is mainly because there isn't much difference between them and their ecosystems, and it helps to fill out any of the lacking details as well as improves the overall quality of the discussion. Both are very impressive animals in their own rights, but who will prove to be the king of the apes? Starting off with the gorilla. Gorillas comprise of several species, including the largest eastern lowland gorilla, western lowland gorilla, and the mountain gorilla. They inhabit dense forests around Central Africa. They are social animals living in groups known as troops led by a dominant male. These troops usually consist of over 6 gorillas consisting of multiple females and their offspring. Large adult males typically weigh between 140 to 200 kilograms or 310 to 440 pounds, and when they stand upright they can even reach 1.7 meters or 5.6 feet. However, there have been some particularly large specimens which have even gone on to reach 260 kilograms or 588 pounds. There was even a big show of the gorilla world, as there was an individual that reached 1.96 meters or 6.4 feet when measured from head to toe. I mean, pretty scary to think that there was a gorilla that could just tower over you. On average, gorillas can move at a speed of around 32 to 40 kilometers per hour or 20 to 25 miles per hour. This occurs particularly when charging or moving quickly through their environment. With these speeds, it allows them to have an explosive burst of power, which can be seen when they charge into each other during a confrontation or when they decide to charge at the zoo glass. But it also allows them just to spin around in a circle, up to gorilla discretion really. When it comes to their natural weaponry, you should already know that these animals are kitted out. Adult male gorillas exhibit impressive power, with the biforce estimated to be around 1300 pounds per square inch. To put that into perspective, a grizzly bear has a biforce of around 1200 psi. Now, their massive skull, particularly their sagittal crest, supports the temporal muscles needed for this output. In terms of physical strength, which gorillas are mostly known for, they're significantly stronger than humans, which no doy. An average gorilla is estimated to be around 5 to 10 times stronger than your average person. Some even put them at around 20 times stronger. But I think that this is a bit unfounded, because that's like saying a gorilla can deadlift a hippo, which I'm not too sure about that, especially because gorillas don't do the same physical actions as humans, so it's really hard to judge. Either way, their immense strength allows them to tear through vegetation, lift heavy objects, and navigate through their forested habitat with ease. Now, articles say different numbers for how much force a gorilla can exert with their attacks, with one that I found suggesting 1300 to 2700 pounds of force, and there are even some higher estimates which even place it over 3000 pounds of force. This does make sense, as the gorilla-proof glass we find at zoos are built to be able to withstand several thousand pounds of force, and we see that on occasion gorillas are able to crack some layers of this glass. Although it is important to mention that this glass can be affected by the environment or how it's set. And just to sum up the gorilla's strength, there has even been a report of a gorilla, well, to put it in a simple sense, the gorilla not so nicely moves someone's head from, well, the rest of them. Though an event like this is insanely rare, normally gorillas are quite peaceful animals. I think we can all agree that a gorilla can cause significant damage through its powerful arms. I mean, they're capable of breaking bones and damaging internal organs. However, their strikes are instinctive and lack the refined technique and intent to cause serious harm that trained human fighters possess. This does apply to all other apes as well, including chimpanzees and orangutans. Yet this, in combination to their jaws, which allows them to deliver devastating bites that easily puncture flesh, makes this animal an intimidating opponent. Gorillas are also known for being insanely intelligent, which is characterized by their advanced problem-solving skills, tool use, and complex social behaviors. Specifically, gorillas have been observed using rocks to crack open nuts, as well as using sticks to gain an understanding of the depth of water. Gorillas also communicate through vocalizations, gestures, and facial expressions, showing emotional intelligence and forming strong social bonds within family units led by the dominant silverback males. Fun fact though, a silverback is not a species of gorilla. Rather, male gorillas are called silverbacks once they reach a certain stage of maturity where a line of silver hair is evident across their back. Yet while adult gorillas are formidable in size and strength, they aren't invulnerable. There have been numerous reports of African leopards actively hunting gorillas. African leopards, for context, grow to around 90 kilograms on the heavier end. And no, these leopards don't just stick to hunting juveniles and females. There have been a number of reports detailing confrontations between leopards and silverback gorillas. One shows that a leopard and a silverback fought and both of them fatally wounded each other. There was another where for an entire day a leopard was tracking a silverback gorilla running away from it, and there's been leopard fecal matter discovered which contains orangutan's gorilla remains. Clearly with this, gorilla and leopard confrontations aren't uncommon, in which leopards are an ever-present threat which silverbacks have to worry about. There have also been reports of chimp-gorilla rivalries, where though the gorilla did technically lose in their two encounters, the silverbacks were noted to handily deal with an overwhelming number of chimps before retreating. We also can't forget that gorillas aren't completely peaceful and at times will compete in interspecies conflict. This can occur when two troops meet, and these fights can be quite brutal, especially with the power behind their attacks. Although not occurring all the time, there is the chance that these fights can become fatal. Clearly, gorillas are no joke, and there is no wonder that movie animals such as King Kong was based on them. But let us see how King Louis stacks up to this debate. Orangutans are found around the forests of Borneo and Sumatra. They are divided up into three species, being the Bornean, Sumatran, and Tapanuli orangutans. They are primarily solitary creatures, with adult males typically living alone and coming together only for mating or occasionally to share abundant food sources. Their solitary nature is adapted to a life spent mostly in the trees of their dense forests. Adult males typically have a robust build, weighing around 50 to 100 kilograms or 110 to 220 pounds. When they stand upright, they can reach around 1.2 or 1.7 meters, or 3.9 to 5.6 feet. Although there have been especially large captive specimens which have recorded weights of around 200 kilograms or 441 pounds. However, it should be noted that this individual was known to be severely obese, with more healthy large weights being around 100 to 160 kilograms or 220 to 352 pounds. With this size, they're able to take quite a beating, with males being able to endure fights between each other, which includes not only the force behind their swings, but those mean chompers that they have. There was also an orangutan that sustained 130 air rifle shots before succumbing to its injuries. Now, I won't lie, when it comes to speed, it gets a bit dicey. This is because a majority of sources state that the orangutan's ground speed reaches only about 6.5 kilometers per hour or 4 miles per hour. However, I did find one website suggesting that they have the ability to reach 65 kilometers per hour or 40 miles per hour. So if you ask me, I think that it certainly moves faster than the low end speeds provided, but on the same note, I think that it would be a bit crazy for the most well adapted arboreal ape to be able to move faster than better proportioned land animals. This, added to the fact that I've only found one source suggesting it can reach these speeds, makes me hesitant to say with confidence that yeah, the orangutan is running faster than Usain Bolt. Yet if they did run at these speeds, it would be in very short bursts. When it comes to their natural born weapons, they are pretty impressive. Though their Bifrost has not been extensively studied, it seems to sit around 575 psi. This force is generated by their powerful jaws and canine teeth, which are well suited for cracking open hard-shelled fruits and nuts found in their diet. As for their strength, on average, an orangutan is estimated to be around 4 to 8 times stronger than your average person. This immense strength is particularly evident in their upper body support, which should be obvious considering they have such a big arboreal lifestyle. Orangutans rely heavily on their muscular arms and shoulders for swinging from branch to branch and climbing through the dense canopy. Also, without much effort, they are clearly able to hold humans in place, which, I mean, yeah, don't get close to wild animals, people. So clearly, orangutans were built for that life. As for intelligence, well, orangutans are renowned for their high intellect. This is evident in their sophisticated cognitive abilities and adaptive behaviors. Researchers have highlighted their capacity for problem solving, tool use, and social learning, placing them among the most intelligent of non-human primates. Orangutans exhibit remarkable foresight and planning skills, often using tools such as sticks to extract insects from tree crevices or constructing nests. Even the latest reports of a Sumatran orangutan reinforces their intelligence, as an individual was observed using a medicinal plant to help heal facial injuries that he sustained when fighting another male. Studies have also revealed the ability of orangutans to learn from observing others and transmit knowledge across generations, indicating a high degree of transmission within orangutan communities. Orangutans, specifically those located in Sumatra, encountered various predators in their natural environment. These orangutans may face threats from predators such as big cats, including the clouded leopard, which weighs around 20 kilograms or 44 pounds, or Sumatran tigers, which weigh around 120 kilograms or 260 pounds. It's for this reason that this species mostly resides in the treetops. In terms of interspecies conflict, orangutans may engage in territorial disputes or dominance competitions for mating rights. During physical conflict, orangutans may engage in grappling, wrestling, and pushing matches. They use their strong arms and powerful grip to grasp opponents and attempt to assert dominance through physical force. Males may bite or strike with their hands, although these actions are often part of dominance displays rather than intent to seriously injure. Orangutans also are able to use strategic movements to gain leverage and advantage during physical confrontations. It is also noted by the orangutan organization that fights between males can last from a few minutes to over an hour long, which goes to show their stamina. So we can say for sure that orangutans are definitely more impressive than you may have previously thought. They are large, powerful, could possibly move deceptively fast, and have stamina to last for days. But who wins this debate? Well, let's look at the factors and see what each takes. The gorilla takes height, length, weight, bite force, strength, experience, skill, and endurance. On the other hand, the orangutan takes intelligence, battle intelligence, speed, stamina, agility, and adaptability. I'd suggest that stamina could be argued to be around equal since orangutans can fight for over an hour, and we also have accounts of gorillas running from leopards for a day straight. But an important weakness that both apes have is their tight-fitting skin. This means that unlike other animals like felines, when they are attacked with cutting forces whether from claws or jaws, the skin is not loose enough to reduce the incoming damage, thus resulting in an animal that can easily take injuries from sharp objects. This means that both gorilla and orangutan can take significant damage from bites. But I think we can all agree that the orangutan is completely outclassed here. The gorilla is just far too large and powerful for the orangutan to even compete with. Even if we use the heavier weights of the orangutan, which let's face it, would put it at a disadvantage because it would be obese and lose its speed stat, it would still lose. Additionally, the fact that orangutans are more suited to an arboreal lifestyle limits their fighting ability as they're placed on the ground. Now, you might argue that orangutans have to deal with tigers, but they deal with them through remaining off the ground. As far as my research has taken me, there hasn't been a report of orangutans being close to defeating a tiger. I mean, to be fair and sadly, there's only around 800 Sumatran tigers left, so there's barely any reports with them and orangutans to begin with, but I digress. And sure, the orangutan may have a mean bite, but the gorilla's is over twice as strong. As far as strength is concerned, it's a bit difficult to say for sure, as at the lower ends, it seems that both gorilla and orangutan are placed around the same degree of strength. But I have to go with the gorilla being stronger, not only because of its high estimates, but it is the bigger animal. Also, something to note is that both these apes lack the predatory instincts found in other carnivores such as felines and canines. But onto how I think this fight would play out. I think that both gorilla and orangutan would try to intimidate each other in the beginning, with neither backing down. Eventually the two would fight for dominance, and if we take the top speed of the orangutan seriously, then it might take the gorilla off guard for a few moments. Yet the gorilla is just way better built for fighting. That, and with the gorilla's strength and size advantage, I simply think it would overwhelm the orangutan and win. It has more power behind its blows, a much stronger bite, and its skeletal and muscular structure is just way better built for taking attacks as it is delivering. Gorillas also have a high level of experience, having that they live in fully fledged troops. It means that young gorillas learn to wrestle when they are at an extremely young age. Additionally, not only do they have to fight each other, but they have to deal with larger and more dangerous predators such as the African leopard. And yes, again, you can argue the Sumatran tiger is more dangerous and certainly larger, but orangutans are fighting him. The winner of this debate is undoubtedly the gorilla. And now we've reached the end of the video, and I hope you've all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like this video as well as subscribe to the channel as it helps out a bunch. Also, what's your favourite Planet of the Apes movie and character? Gotta say mine has to be Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and you can't beat Maurice the orangutan. I'll catch you on the next video, see ya.